Hello fellow animators, my name is Mina and today we're going to make this animation inside After Effects without any plugins. Let's start. You need to make a new composition. Let's call it Infinite Circle and give it 24 frame rate. Okay. Firstly, we need to make a cube. So how are we gonna do that? You just draw a rectangle. Let's give it size of 400. And we put it in the middle. Let's make it 3D, and I want to make it in 2 views so we can see what's going on. If you can't see it here, you can do it from here. Now we're gonna build our cube. Now we move the anchor point from center to the bottom middle point. I'm using this script to move the anchor point, but there is many scripts, free scripts that do that, and you can simply use the anchor point tool from here and move it wherever you want. And when you press Control, you can snap it to the corners. Let's make it here. I'm gonna duplicate this layer, press R and rotate it minus 90 degrees around the x-axis. Just like that. Let's give it a different color. Okay, we duplicate it again and move the anchor point here. It should be this one. Press R again and put it in minus 180 degrees. And let's give it the same color of this one. And duplicate it again. And move the anchor point here. It should be the bottom one because it's upside down, as we already rotated it minus 180 degrees. And now we're gonna rotate it to minus 270. Okay, now we have it's actually empty cube. Let's make this 2 sides. We are not going to use them, but let's make it for educational purposes. We can copy this one, duplicate this side, and put the anchor point here. And rotate it around the y-axis this time. Let's make it minus 90 degrees. And let's duplicate it again. This one. But this time we will put the anchor point here. And rotate it 90 degrees. That's fine. Okay, let's go to one view. And we made our cube. Let's make a new null object and make it 3D. We need to make this null object in the middle of the cube. Now it's on the front side. If we go to 2 views again, it's here. We need to put it in the middle, so we're gonna move it by 200 because the rectangular is 400, so we can move it to the half of it, so it will be 200 in the x and the z direction. So here we go. Now we link it to the null object, link all layers to the null object. If we're gonna make any rotation, it will be rotate from the cube center. Okay, great. We now finish the first part of the tutorial. Let's move to the second part. Actually, we don't need a cube. We need a rectangular prism. So we can extend the cube to be the first one and the opposite to be a rectangular, which has the same width of the composition. So we're gonna go to the null object, press S, and we remove this constraint, and we increase the X side until it go out from the composition. Also, we can make it a little bit smaller in y-axis and z-axis, so we can make it like 70% and 70%. Let's go for 60. Yes, this one is good. Let's add a small animation to this cube, or it's rectangular prism. Let's press R and rotate it around x-axis. Let's add a little expression called time. Now we have this nice animation. Let's make it in pre-compose and call it a cube. Now we need to add an effect to it, which is called polar coordinates. Make it rect polar and get it 100%. Okay, now we have this rounded shape. We turned the rectangular shape to a circle shape. And we have this animation now. But we are so close. It's not we are aiming for, but it's getting closer and closer. Now we need to make this spiral effect, this spiral shape of the circle. It's not straight, it's like spiral, like this, our original effect. Okay, how are we gonna do this? We are going to make it using a displacement map. First, we need to make a new adjustment layer and make a solid layer. Give it any color, doesn't matter. Let's call it map. And we are going to give it gradient ramp effect. So it's be like this one. And we add it like this. Let's move the black part like here. Okay. Let's make it disappear. For adjustment layer, we are going to add an effect called time displacement. And from time displacement layer, we choose map that we make, and we choose effect masks. Now we have this delay. Now we got our spiral effect that we want. Let's be like this. The time displacement is simply it make a delay in the animation. So the white part here start first, then we move to the darker one until we get to the black, which stop, and we get this nice delay, which make it this spiral animation. Now we need to increase the resolution of it. Let's make it like 200. But the more you go, the higher you go, it will be the slower your computer be. So make it 100 now, and we'll increase it before the render. Okay, let's go back to Infinite Cube, and now we have this effect. Okay, we have an issue here. Let's move this here so we can start the whole animation. We have a small issue here that the colors doesn't match, so we can fix it using the time displacement, max displacement time. So we gonna move it like here. You just need to make it match but upside down from the left and right. If we go again, it's so close. Let's make it full or half so we can see it better. 74. Okay, here we go. This is the sweet point. Now we have our animation. Let's move to the next part. We add some styles to our animation. Right click on the cube and choose layer styles. Choose the inner shadow. Let's make it increase its size, make it white and normal, and we add inner glow. Also increase its size. But this time we also increase the noise. Let's put it in a composition so we can make the other circle. Let's call it our circle and move all attributes. Okay, now we have our circle. Let's duplicate it like this. Now we need to make it overlapping each other. Let's just move it so we can see different colors here. Okay, we're gonna duplicate the bottom one, which is this one, and move it on the top. Add mask to this part, and now we have our overlapping circles. Here you go. You can make a new solid as a background. Let's make it this one and give it, let's duplicate it and make a grid. And we're done. Here's our final result. Thanks for watching and wait for our next tutorial.